Now, as a nation of wine lovers, many of us like to enjoy a tipple or two at the weekend. But when buying wine, how do you know when you're getting the best for your budget? Well, Joe Wadsack even has got a few pointers, and he's with Faye.
Yes, I am. Yes. Do you mind? Are you going to come around, mate?
I am.
We've got some lovely wines today. We've got basically wines for the weekend. I've found 2 wines under a £5, 2 wines under a tenner, and 2 kind of blue sky, you know, I've won the lottery, let's have a case of something really posh.
Has he been teaching you anything, Molly? I could just hear him whittering when I was chatting to Guy.
I'm trying to learn, yeah.
So the first one, basically, the first 2 wines are under a £5. Now, there is a thing about buying wines at £5 anyway. If you buy a wine at £5 or $4.99, it's going to be made to price. Always, always buy wines at $5.49 or $5.99. But spend the extra 50p or a pound. It will be twice as good. Anyway, having said that, Sauvignon Blanc, very popular. It's kind of like the new Chardonnay. This is from Chile, Valdivieso, Sauvignon Blanc. This is sold in odd bins for $4.99. I think it's really nice. It's quite sincere.
What do you drink normally? What would be your favourite wine tipple?
Well, my favourite wine, and this sounds really, really common, but Jacob's Creek Dry Riesling. That's my favourite.
It's quality wine, actually. Yeah. It's the best wine in Jacob's lineup.
Yeah.
And actually, of all the big brands, it's the one that's still rocking. And the Riesling's amazing.
I really enjoy it, yeah.
And the Sauvignon, what do you reckon?
Oh. No, this is lovely.
As it warms up, you could drink a lot of that. Bit of goat's cheese.
Because the thing, sometimes I find that Sauvignons have become so grassy and so kind of fruity that the Chileans, I think, do some good stuff. It's a little bit more pulled back,
It's just backed up a bit. It's a bit riper, but it's not quite as aggressive.
Oh, you said once it warms up.
Yeah.
You see, because aren't you supposed to have all these white wines cold? Because I like mine warm.
You're absolutely right. I think white wine is almost always served too cold, and red wine served too warm.
Yeah.
The trick is to have it so it's chilled-ish, but you can still taste it. Otherwise, it's just like lollipops, really.
Good one.
Go for that. Right,
OK.
Faye. Next one we've got is a southern French red. It's from southwest of France, right down near Spain. It's called Les Maîtres Vignerons, Côte de Roussillon Village, 2003. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? $4.99 from Waitrose. But the point here is it's made from Grenache, Shiraz, all the Chateauneuf de Pape kind of grape varieties. And for that kind of money, it's a dead ringer for Chateauneuf de Pape. I've had much worse. If you go to Calais and spend £5 on Chateauneuf de Pape, that's £5 wasted. Go to Waitrose and buy this instead. It's absolutely delicious.
You like that?
This is very dry. I'm not a red wine drinker particularly, but this is quite dry for me. I probably wouldn't.
It is. I mean, you'd have to have something.
Wouldn't choose this one.
Probably food you don't like a beef Wellington would do this justice or something, you know, or a steak. But you know, it's a very rich wine.
That's quite stunning.
It's amazing for the money,
and a big surprise.
It's lush.
Yeah, lush is exactly the word I would use for Mr. Wadsack.
Next one up. Now, we're going over a £5 now. Now, this is under a tenner, but this is only $5.99, proving my point of spending an extra £1. I've been buying this wine from Tesco's. It's an own-label Riesling from Western Australia. This is called Tesco's Great Southern Riesling. I think it's won a gold medal in the wine competitions in Britain every single year since 1998. It went out in 2003. It's delicious. If you want to know what good Australian Riesling tastes like with a year on it, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Now,
this is you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's lovely.
Plenty of scallops, prawns, or on its own. It's a lovely on its own drink. Front of Liverpool beating Birmingham.
but it's also kind of incredibly light as well. You know, because again, sometimes Rieslings, even like the dry ones, you know what I mean? You just kind of feel.
Well, if you buy Alsace Riesling and stuff, it can be really big again and really oily. Not saying they're all bad, that most of them are very good, but it's a kind of Riesling. I like Riesling when it's really pure like this. Good German Riesling that's dry, and there's plenty of them, or good Aussie Riesling. That's a cracker. It's absolutely delicious.
And it is becoming more popular as well, isn't it? You know, you've already, confessed that this is your tip.
Yeah.
But I think more and more people are kind of going down the route of kind of dry Rieslings and kind of being quite surprised by them.
You're quite right. I mean, I think that I always said, Riesling would have its day, and journalists have been trying to peddle Riesling 15 years ago. Nah, you're young, you're green behind the gills. It'll never happen. It's happening. People are buying Riesling now. I think it's blooming delicious. It's fantastic. And they'll keep, in that bottle, even with the screw cap on, it'll get better for 3 or 4 years.
But the whole thing with this, Joe, is that are there any kind of tips in terms of how would you know if you're getting good value for money? You know, at the end of the day, you go into any of the supermarkets and you're filled with a bank of wines.
OK, golden rules, OK? Don't buy wine on offer, right? Wines that say buy 2, get 1 free are designed to pander to the English desperation to get something for nothing, OK? If you see a wine in a supermarket and it's never on offer, buy that one, because it's the one that sells without being promoted. It's the one to buy. Also, buy wines you've never heard of, from grape varieties you've never heard of, from countries you've never heard of. Because it's going to be cheaper than buying Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux from a famous chateau, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's more expensive to buy that fruit, it's more expensive to run the property. Buy Carolilianica from Hungary for $2.99 and you'll find a fantastic wine for the price. And that's the thing to do. Buy the weird stuff, because a supermarket buyer's had to decide that it's going to sell anyway because it's so good. He's gone, oh, I'm going to sell a Carolina.
No, I think that's a really good
fun.
point, isn't it? Because you know, you do actually sort of almost forget the fact that, you know, the buying process from the supermarkets, it's not kind of like, yeah, I'll have that, it's dead cheap.
Oh, sorry, got to stop you there. Right, this one, this one is the business. This is from Marks and Spencer's. There's no label.
Right.
It's $8.99. It's called Marananga Dam. All these Australian names. It's $8.99. It's from 2003, a very hot vintage, and it's sourced from one of the cult wines in Australia. There's a winery called Torbreck that makes a wine called Runrig, which is 100 quid a bottle. This wine's from the same vineyard, $8.99. And I think it's lovely. It's silky.
That's really drinkable.
Isn't that nice?
That for me is a really good red wine for me.
Now, that surprises
really
me because it's quite a pronounced flavour, isn't it? Almost sort of slightly chemically, and I'm surprised that you like that.
But it's quite smooth and
But it is creamy and soft, and there's a bit of oak in there. But that's called Grenache Shiraz Mourvedre, GSM, which is fashionable. Again, it's kind of Chateauneuf de Pape grape variety. It's the Southern Rhone mix.
And what would you go for food-wise on that, Joe?
Oh, anything like roast gammon, charcuterie.
Gammon. Oh, yeah.
Really strong cow's cheeses, things like Epoisses de Bourgogne, things like that from France. Sorry, English cheeses are very, very good too. Lincolnshire poacher is very good, that's my local cheese. Right, now next one. Now this is probably my favourite in the lineup today. Okay, this is made by a nutter called Andre van Rensburg.
And we're moving over the £10 price barrier.
We're now going to Blue Sky.
And this is a big kind of boundary for people, isn't it? You know, I mean, what kind of price do you spend on your wine, Faye?
Depends, because I've got lots of friends that tell me to buy wines that are over £10, but I'm not really somebody who will. I'm £5-6, really.
Which is the average.
Well, actually, you know, that's the place to buy.
Yeah.
Don't spend under a £5. If you want to spend an extra couple of quid, you're getting the best. The best value is like 7 or 8 quid. Now, this is £13.99 from selected Sainsbury's. I think it's at 80 shops. This is made by this crazy guy, Andre van Rensburg, who's like a South African Oliver Reed, OK? But you meet the guy and you think there's nothing subtle about the guy. But he makes these deft, handmade, very elegant wines. And this is, like, as good as Cabernet gets, really, outside, you know, France or the classic regions. I think it's fantastic.
I haven't tasted this yet, but I always know with you, when you wax lyrical about something as much as you've done about this one, that this is going to be fantastic.
And you'd be right, Simon. Now, have this with rack of lamb, fantastic. Listen, we've got to move on to the last one, but this is just...
We're fine. Calm down.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that... Oh.
Smoky.
Oh, in with love, out with anger. Just, oh, it's fantastic. Soft. It's a little bit earthy. It's got a very, very creamy oak. It's not hard, dry, aggressive oak. No. And pure Cabernet Sauvignon. Cassis, Mulberry. It's really fruity and creamy at the same time.
I'd probably be able to have one glass of this, and that would be enough. But that's just explodes in your mouth.
It
like
does.
That. Whoa, there you go. That's a red wine.
I'd probably have to stop after the second bottle-ish. Right, one more.
That is absolutely magnificent.
Isn't it fantastic?
When the Wadsack does that, then I know it's going to be
That's Wadsack's top tip of the day, right?
OK.
Now, this is 1995 Tesco's own label vintage port. Now, this has been on the shelf since before last Christmas. I was hoping to get the 1994, which has actually been released after this. Right. Now, this is a good wine in its own right. Vintage port, if you buy it from a proper house, costs about 30, 40, even £50 from something like Fonseca or Smithwood House, whatever. This is made by a small estate, a small house, lodge, called Qualls Harris. Now, 1994, the one that's going to come in the next couple of months, as this sells out, is the best single port bargain I have ever tasted.
And is that going to be similar price to this, Joe?
Same price, right. £14, £15. You buy Qualls Harris without the Tesco label on it, and it'll cost you 45 quid.
Wow.
It's amazing. It'll keep for 10 years. It is simply brilliant wine for the money. And if you like your port, at that price, you can make it into cheeky Vimto, couldn't you? It's... I mean, it is fantastic. I mean, I love port, and you know, ports tend to come from hot countries, so there's nothing wrong with drinking it during the unseasonal months, summer and stuff.
You port drinker, Faye?
Yes, in the dressing room. That's always my tipple before I go on stage. Yeah, whack down a port and
and what do you reckon to that one?
This is set down nicely. Nice. It's very smooth.
Which one are we going to look for in the shops, though? 1994?
94, which is going to come out after the 95. But this is lovely already. For 14 quid, it's great. But
no, it's still lovely.
The 94 is brilliant.
Very good. All right, then. Well, I can't say my favourite. Your favourite, Faye?
It's got to be this one, the Riesling, Tesco's Riesling.
It's a bargain.
Very good. I think I'm going to have to go with the big man there.
Yeah, we never a cheap date, though, are you, Simon?
No, never, ever, ever. Great choices, though, as ever. Time for a short break now. When we come back, Frank Bordoni's treating us to luxury strawberry honey or balsamic cheesecake. See you soon.